Hello and welcome back to another episode of Into the 99, where we've got 99 cards because Commander's number one. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel. I'm joined today with both Brian and Slothy. Slothy, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty well, thanks. How about yourself?
Pretty good. The Patreon episode is going to find out in depth how we are, but I'm pretty good. Brian, how are you doing?
Oh, not bad at all. I feel like I just talked to you guys.
Yeah, right? We're doing a pretty big thing of episodes this morning because, spoilers, huge subject, and because face-to-face is coming up, so we got to get a few extra episodes in so that we can be out playing cards all weekend. So come visit us at face-to-face in Calgary and play cards with us all weekend because we won't be recording then.
That's going to be a fun time.
It will be a great time.
We'll be playing with you guys, recording with you guys. Come on, get some games in with us.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I'll probably put this one out first. The one we just did was the Commander spoilers. Really, really excited about that one. That was
absolutely
pretty fun. And that one's probably just going to go up on Patreon first for everyone because, I don't know, I like that episode. And this is a longer one. But yeah, so we're going to be doing a few batch recording ones. We got some really fun deck techs coming up, as well as shockingly good Commander stuff. They were really good Commander cards to go over. I hadn't really looked at the list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was really impressed with some of them, especially compared to the Commander Masters.
Yeah.
The Womp Womp set?
Yeah.
Cue that soundtrack.
There we go. Oh, I've hit the button too many times. Too many times.
Oh, no.
Yes, there we go. Use of the sound pads. Let's jump right into the spoilers from Wilds of Eldraine, because that's obviously out. Brian's brought up a very, very bad issue, and the first card is Agatha of the Vile Cauldron, followed by Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Brian wants answers. Which is it?
Yeah. Like, how many cauldrons does this lady have?
Pick one, right? So, Agatha of the Vile Cauldron. We've got a 1 red, 1 green, 1/1 human warlock. Activated abilities of creatures you control cost X less, where X is Agatha's power. Can't reduce it to lower than 1, which is pretty cool. And 4/1 red, 1 green. Other creatures you control get 1/1 and gain trample until end of turn. And that's pretty cool because it's not of other creatures, it's Agatha. So she can consistently put that power in to a point where you're paying just basically Gruul for a 1/1 power buff.
Oh, wow. Well, you'd have to pay 3, right?
No.
Isn't it? It doesn't get rid of the red green.
Yeah, so you just pay just red green.
Yeah.
Sorry. I guess.
You can't use
reduce it to 1.
3. Yeah, sadly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of cards that let you just like power dump mana into. Like a bunch of them are like 8 mana, tap all creatures, or like 8 mana, deal damage to each card.
Yeah.
8 man tap.
8 man tap. Yeah, this is caveman magic.
Oh man, that's funny.
And also,
and then
go ahead. Sorry. You
no,
please.
I think you actually had valid points. I was just gonna move on to that next card.
Oh no, that's I was just gonna read the next card. So take it, please.
From the Vile Cauldron, we have Agatha's Soul Cauldron, 2 colorless, legendary artifact. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to activate abilities of creatures you control. Creatures you control with a +1/+1 counter on them have all activated abilities of all. Pardon? Woof. So back to that. Creatures you control with a +1/+1 counter on them have all activated abilities of all creature cards exiled with Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Tap it. Exile target creature card from a graveyard. When a creature card is exiled this way, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control.
Really cool card for like Experiment Crash, that kind of deck. Love that. But also just good. Really good.
Can you imagine exiling the Vampire Angel combo?
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I stop all activated abilities. I get them anyways.
I really like how this can be used defensively as well against like graveyard decks, because it's any card from any graveyard that you can exile.
Mm-hmm. And it's still generating you 1/1 counters. It's got a place in a lot of decks, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, just as a 1/1 counter generator, it's really good.
Mm-hmm. Next one we've got here is a Planeswalker. Ashiok, Wicked Manipulator. 3 double black for a 5 loyalty legendary Planeswalker Ashiok. If you would pay life while your library has at least that many cards in it, exile that many cards from the top of your library instead. +1, look at the top 2 cards of your library, exile one of them and put the other into your hand. -2, create 2 1/1 Black Nightmare creature tokens with it at the beginning of combat on your turn. If a card was put into exile this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. And -7, target player exiles the top X cards of their library, where X is the total mana value of cards you own in exile.
That -7 can be a pretty gross game ender in things like a Belladraw style deck where you're paying half your life.
Yeah.
I don't think we're allowed to say the next card.
I really love this one. Asinine Antics. I really love this card. 2 double blue. It's a sorcery. You can cast it as though it had flash if it was 2 more to cast, and I love that option. For each creature your opponents control, you create a cursed roll token attached to it. If you control another roll, you throw it out. And the cursed roll token, I've closed my thing. Slothy, please save me.
The first one is one that I actually don't remember, but
Looks like it turns them all into donkeys.
They have base power and toughness 1/1.
And don't they lose their abilities or no?
No.
Just base power toughness 1/1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's actually written on the creature or on the spell.
Oh, is it?
Enchanted creature is 1/1.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Oh,
Look
Brian can read.
Look at this learned fella.
Yeah, go ahead and read the next one then.
Yeah.
Smart guy.
Okay, so we have Beluga Grand Squall, Balloona Grand Squall, green, blue, red, legendary creature, giant noble. So we got Seek Thrills, which is 2 green, blue, red, instant adventure. Mill 7 cards, then put all cards that have an adventure from among the mill cards into your hand. If you cast it for the creature, trample. Permanent spells you cast that have an adventure cost 1 less to cast, and it's a 4/4.
I would like to build this one just totally goofy and throw every possible adventure in Temur colors in there and lands.
What were you saying? There was like 45 of them or something like that?
There is 64, I believe, with this set, Baldur's Gate and the original Eldraine.
So it's doable.
Yeah. Throw in every single one and then 34 lands and just have the deck be hot garbage.
I want to do it simply because it's a giant and I can Photoshop Kaelin's face onto that. Right?
Have it altered Kaelin, the tall one.
Yeah.
Or the long one.
Yeah, this would be Kaelin if she was shorter. Oh, my wife's a wonderful lady. Very tall. Slothy, you want to take the next one? I am probably going to make that one for her.
Absolutely.
Very fitting.
Call it Kaelin's Adventures.
Yes.
Yes, that's perfect. But the next one we've got here is Beseech the Mirror. 1 triple black for a sorcery. It's got Bargain, so you may sacrifice an artifact, enchantment, or token as you cast it. Search your library for a card, exile it face down, then shuffle. If the spell was Bargain, you can cast the exiled card without paying its mana cost if the mana value is 4 or less. And put the exiled card in your hand if it wasn't cast this way.
Pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like that one. We have the Blossoming Tortoise, which is really cool artwork on it. 2 double green. Blossoming Tortoise enters or attacks you, mill 3, then return a land from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Love that ability. Activated abilities of lands you control cost 1 less to activate. Land creatures you control get 1/1, and it's a 3/3. I like this a lot.
Yeah, that's really neat. Put it in for like if you're to build it with like all those creature lands.
Yep.
I think this could be a fun Rule 0 commander.
It as its own commander, had it been legendary, would be very fun.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I actually opened up some packs yesterday and I pulled it, and I called dibs as soon as I saw it. So we got Iriette of the Charmed Apple, 1 white-black legendary creature, human warlock. Like we mentioned in the Patreon episode, warlock's getting some love these days.
Yeah, right.
Each creature that's enchanted by an aura you control can't attack you or planeswalkers you control. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is the number of auras you control. Hush now. I need your beauty sleep.
I love this card.
Yeah, this one, I really enjoy that.
For sure I'm going to build this one. Just the fact that you have like a life loss, life gain, and you're preventing people just from attacking you. I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
You just put on all the dumb enchantments.
Right? I'll risk.
Like you're not even gonna care. I'm gonna put that angelic something on like another creature someone else has, and you can't attack me, but you can have the 4/4.
I love a good Orzhov politics deck, right? So this is a pretty cool way to get to buff people's creatures, to even just to help people out and give someone's like I can make a deal with Brian and give his Seedborn a totem armor.
Ooh,
right?
Yeah.
See, I'm making friends, yeah. And the Seedborn can't attack me. That's not bugging Brian.
No.
Yeah.
The loss of life will eventually bug Brian, but that Seedborn won't be coming at me when it does.
I really enjoyed it that for this one in particular, they actually did it almost looks like they did a Disney kind of aspect of it.
It's a really cool artwork. I bet in foil this one looks really beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I mean, unfortunately, I don't think I pulled a foil. Womp womp.
Did you pull this one though, or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The black roses in the normal artwork too, just really, really cool artwork. This set brought a lot of good stuff. I've been pretty bummed out with how sets have been lately. I've been like, this kind of sucks. It's okay. Like,
it's pushed and not really thought after.
But this seems fun. If this was coming out on a regular release schedule, we weren't just fresh off of like Lord of the Rings, followed immediately by Commander Masters, followed by, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I would be just going silly in this deck, like into this set. I'd be $2,000 or $3,000 deep into this one. It's just been too much product for the year, and it's kind of a bummer that they put so many good things in here because there's a lot I really want to build.
Yeah, and it's kind of like you were mentioning, just buying the singles is going to help tremendously with sets like this.
But it's so fun to crack so many of these because there's so many playable ones, right?
Yeah.
Do what I miss?
Definitely true.
I miss being able to have like 3 months to actually showcase commanders from the set.
Right.
And now we're putting out like episodes of a commander that we thought was really cool from a set that happened like 3 months ago that we haven't even had a chance to talk about.
Two of the upcoming episodes are going to be Olenda and Azor, which is like the team up stuff. And then like Rhea Ivor and stuff like we're 2 sets away from those.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a lot. Yeah,
I just put together, like I've been talking ad nauseum about how many decks I've been making because I was bored. I was sick when I was...
What's your total now?
It's a lot. We're not going to talk about my total, but it's a few. Yeah. But a lot of them, I was just finishing the team-up commanders, like Thalion, the Gitrog, Zamon and Dina, Olenda and Azor, those kind of things. Those are so far away.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That happened with, that was when we went...
We've had Aftermath, Lord of the Rings. We had Commander Masters come out, and now we're like 4 sets minimum back to some of those cards that I've been building. I finally was able to find the Baldur's Gate commanders. I haven't seen anyone playing those. The Baldur's Gate ones kind of seemed a little overlooked, right? And
I mean, I had the Abdel Adrian, but other than that,
I built those. I mean the commander decks. I didn't see
the commander deck itself.
Yeah, they were all sold out, but I didn't see anyone. Most people bought them to crack the good cards in them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I'm so excited to play and talk about like things like Furcrag, but Furcrag's what, like a year ago, 2 years ago? It's a pretty crazy schedule. I'll go on about that after. We've got Hilda. I talked a lot about how cool Hilda was. Dean gave me really good suggestions for Hilda. Dean never should have listened to that episode. He just started texting me. He's just like, why wasn't I called out in the Stacks episode? I was like, that was Brian's. I wasn't there. He's like, oh no, I was talking to Hilda. I was like, But he gave me some good ones. Like Dean gave me Sands of Time. That's an annoying card for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You ever heard Sands of Time, Brian?
No.
Let me pull Sands of Time up. This was Dean's upgrade recommendation. 4 colorless. Each player skips his or her untap step. At the beginning of each player's turn, untap each tapped artifact, creature, and land he or she controls, and tap each untapped artifact, creature, or land.
That is annoying.
That's hilarious. Dean gets it. Quickly through Hilda. She's 2, 1 white, 1 blue for a 3/4 warlock. Human warlock. Whenever you tap an untapped creature and opponent controls, you can pay 1. When you do, choose 1. You create a 4/4 white and blue elemental creature token, a 1/1 counter on each creature. Scry 2, draw a card. Great abilities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Please, you were excited about this guy there, Slothy.
I am very excited about this one. It is Kellen the Fey-Blooded, a 2 and a red for a legendary human fairy. It's a 2/2. It's got a adventure. It's a sorcery. It's called Birthright Boon, 1 and a white. Search your library for an aura or equipment card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. That in itself in the command zone is awesome.
That's nuts in the command zone.
Then it's got double strike. Other creatures you control get +1/+1 for each aura and equipment attached to Kellen the Fey-Blooded.
That's really good.
But you can pay the 2, send them on the adventure, and then bring them for the 3?
Yeah. Or you can pay the 2, send it back to the command zone if you want to cast the adventure again.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Having a tutor in the command zone is a really strong ability.
My initial thought was to have this be a sneaky Godo deck.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm pretty sure Moonshaker Cavalry was a reprint, right?
It is not. No. It is just heroin. Yeah, it's a heroin. Go, please.
Oh, well then. Okay, because it looks familiar. But we got Moonshaker Cavalry, 5, 3 white, Spirit, Knight, flying. When Moonshaker Cavalry enters the battlefield, creatures you control gain flying, get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control, and it's a 6/6. Yeah. This is going in my Oathbreaker.
Yeah, Craterhoof in the skies.
My Oathbreaker deck. Let's go.
When they say we have Craterhoof at home, this is what they mean.
I mean, I
like this one more.
Yeah, exactly. I think flying is higher on my list than Trample.
Yep.
Yes.
For abilities, 100%.
It's going to kill a lot of players a lot easier than Trample.
Yeah.
High King Kenrith's armies followed him? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, followed him into the afterlife, ready to charge at his command.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm going to take these next 2 because I love them. Well, I don't love this one, but I love the one after. Realm Scorcher Hellkite, 4 double red for a 4/6 dragon with bargain. You can sack your artifact, enchantment, or token. Fly in haste. When it enters, if it was bargained, you add 4 mana in any combination of colors, which is really good. And then it also has a mana sink for that, which is 1 in the red, deals 1 damage to any target. So even if you have nothing to cast, still pretty cool.
Yeah.
I really like this next one. Rowan's Sign of War is wicked. I like the idea that Rowan's kind of gone a little crazy in this like power struggle.
Mm-hmm.
We have 1/1 black 1 red for a human wizard 4/2 with menace. Spells you cast this turn are black that are black and or red cost X less, where X is the amount of life you've lost this turn. Activate only as a sorcery. Do you know how nuts this is?
That's very, very good.
That is very, very good. Well, let's look at it from like my way of looking at it is the Belladros kind of cards that I like to play, where you pay 3 mana, lose half your life. You pay half your life to draw your library. I've now paid 20 life, which means all of my spells for this turn are 20 less to cast. That means that I'm Comet Storming with a 20 cost reduction. That means I'm Exsanguinating with a 20 cost reduction. So I've lost 20 life to gain 60 and drain 60.
Yeah.
Right? Like this is really good. And again, really easy to throw things like this is, I'm playing Emrakul for free. I'm playing Ulamog for free. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not liking that at all now.
Yeah, again, if anything like, if I was to, let's say I peer into the abyss, right? Peer into the abyss, pretty heavy cost spell already, but target player loses half their life, draws half their library. I'm now, again, I lose 20 life from my peer into the abyss. I'm holding my entire deck, and I'm dropping every mana rock in my deck for free. I'm dropping every artifact in the deck, every Eldrazi in the deck, and with those mana rocks, again, like I said, all of my giant fireball spells are going to be 20 less to cast. My Comet Storm, again, 20 less to cast. I think Rowan's going to be able to really, really easily kill people. I'm very excited to build this Rowan deck, and I don't really like to play Rakdos, but that's a really cool. Again, you can play just the things like a Havoc Festival. Havoc Festival is just annoying normal garbage, and you lose half your life. Everyone loses half their life, so every turn I get a half life cost reduction.
Yeah.
This again, again, by the way, let's also, it doesn't say activate only once as a turn. It says activate only as a sorcery. So anything that's going to give me the ability to untap, like 1,000-year elixir, any untappers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I've got 40 cost reduction. Now I've got 60 cost reduction. You know how crazy 60 cost reduction is?
Yeah, it's dumb.
Right? I think Rowan's going to be able to blitz people pretty silly. And it gives a good, like, I love that, like, throw my life away for a cause kind of play style, right? Like, this is for glory. This is ready to go.
Yeah, and, like, looking at kind of EDH rec. This one just missed out on Brian's top 5 list because for the last week, this is number 6 for the most built commanders.
Yeah, there we go.
And you can definitely see why. It's like you were saying, fireball.
People are finally pooing in.
It goes absolutely insane.
I really like that one. Like it's like in my opinion, it's a very playable one, but it's an all or nothing commander. You have to really truly embrace that your life is a resource with this commander.
Yeah.
I really like the artwork in both of them. Actually, they're dragging their sword across the wall when the sparks are coming off.
I like the comic-y one more. I think it's really well done for what it is.
Looks like part stained glass and then part not.
Yeah, they're both done really well, and both in foil are going to look just beautiful.
Absolutely.
I personally like the first one.
The first one's really cool too. The sparks coming off that hand of the first one are wicked.
Mm-hmm. This next one here, I'm a little on the fence about. Talion the Kindly Lord, 2 blue and a black for a 3/4 legendary fairy noble with flying. As Talion enters the battlefield, choose a number between 1 and 10, and whenever an opponent casts a spell with mana value, power, or toughness equal to the chosen number, that player loses 2 life and you draw a card.
The name's very misleading.
Yeah. See, I think as a commander, I think it's better than the 99.
Yep.
100%.
Yeah, I don't think I'll play it.
It's when the problem is whenever an opponent, right? So you can't even build your deck around you choosing the number and you casting that number for your draw. Other people have to do it, so you're at the...
Yeah. Like, I watched kind of a breakdown on some of, like, the more common numbers, and it's between 2 and 4.
Yeah.
But it has to be... But it has to be, like, exact.
Yeah, right? I'm gonna take the next 2 because I love these 2. Virtue of Courage is 3 double red. It's got... It's 3 double red and has adventure spots. So we'll do the Embereth Blaze first. 1 in a red, instant, 2 damage to any target. That's very playable. The enchantment is whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, you may exile that many cards from the top of your library. You may play those cards this turn. Big impulse card. I like it. And you're not forced to exile. Go into
the Rowan.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You're not forced to exile, so it's kind of nice. Virtue of Knowledge is the one that I wanted to talk about because obviously I wanted to talk about it. 4 in a blue. It has Virtue of Knowledge has they all have, all the virtues have an adventure. So it's copy target, activated or triggered ability you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. That's super good. Already for 2 mana at an instant, that's really, really good. Especially if you're like ulting planeswalkers, it's really good. But if a permanent entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. Yes, it does.
That's what you love to do.
Yep, that's me. That's it's me. Yeah, I'm gonna buy all of these. Obviously, there's like Bant is basically the ETB staple deck, right?
Yeah,
and I really like the ETB.
I don't think you need any additions to your Ruin.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do, Brian. And again, copy target activated ability. I'm gonna double blink with Ruin. It does all of what I want. Right. I really like these alternate arts for the virtues as well. They were all really nicely drawn, but the normal ones also look so cool. That big library with the floating books. You know Sherman wants it.
Oh, yeah. For his book tribal.
Yeah, you guys take the other 3, please.
So we have Virtue of Loyalty, 3 and 2 white, but it also has its adventure, which is Ardendale Fealty. 1 and a white instant, create a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance. If you're playing it for the enchantment, you get at the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Untap those creatures.
I saw
like Shalai and Halara are getting some dumb upgrades.
Mm-hmm.
Just even that untap is really good.
Absolutely. Yeah. Do you want to take this next one too?
Sure. We got Virtue of Persistence, 5 and 2 black. But its adventure is a Lochthwain Scorn, 1 and a black. It is a sorcery. Target creature gets -3/-3 until end of turn, and you gain 2 life. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control, and that's the enchantment version.
It's a good enchantment.
Yeah, sure is. Except it's like the same price as or same like mana value as
Shielded?
Yeah.
Yeah, but no one runs enchantment removal because we're all animals and don't play that way.
Yeah.
This is very true.
Right?
And having a little bit of redundancy is nice. This next one, Virtue of Strength. 5 double green. Garen Brigg Growth is the adventure, costs a single green. Return target creature or land from your graveyard to your hand. And the enchantment side is if you tap a basic land for mana, it produces 3 times as much that mana instead.
Get out of here.
It's pretty good.
It's Nyx Bloom Ancient for basics.
It's pretty good.
If you've got both of them on, a forest taps for 9.
Goes a little silly.
Yeah.
It would tap for more than 9, wouldn't it? Oh, no, you're right. You're right. Basic math is yours. Okay. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, you're good. Whoa.
But then if you have anything else, like a Mirari's Wake, so we got 2.
Yeah, it's good.
6.
18.
18.
We also,
as soon as you put an extra 1 in there, it goes bananas.
I really, really like this next one too as well. We have our Will Sign of Peace, the opposite of the Rowan one. 1 white, 1 blue for a 2/4 human wizard with vigilance. Spells you cast this turn that are white and or blue cost X less, where X is the amount of life you gain this turn. Activate only as a sorcery. I really think that activate only as a sorcery in this deck really hurts it, because if you had things like like the Soul Sisters kind of thing, right?
Yep.
You could be flashing your instants out for less mana. I really like the flavor text on it as well, though. Too, it's easy to cry for glory and charge those who disagree with you, but it takes finesse to turn enemies into allies rather than corpses.
I like the how this is the opposite.
Yep.
To the path Rowan went.
Yeah, I really like it. And again, there's a lot of things that are like Beacon of Immortality, a double target player's life, right? Mm-hmm. We're looking at a lot of the time you're going to be in life gain. So let's even say optimistically 30 life. 30 life reduction is also insane. Especially in blue. That's a Blue Sun Zenithing for someone, spending 3 blue mana to force draw 30 cards. That's us being able to, like a Finale of Glory, 30 2/2 soldiers, 30 angels. Like, this is another, these cost reductions are pretty crazy. And again, what did you just say? What did you say over there? Not here.
Filter out.
Edit, Mark. Edit. Cut that out. I need the censor button. Brian's swearing.
He's getting so angry.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot. There's a lot of really, really cool X spells in blue and in white.
Yeah.
Someone take the next 2. I want the...
I'll take the next one too, because I also like green. Annoying Archon of the Wild Rose is really cool looking, but it's 2 double white for a 4/4 Archon. Other creatures you control that are enchanted by auras you control have base power and toughness, 4/4 and flying.
Yeah.
Buddy, this will be fantastic.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I love the next one here. A Tale for the Ages. 1 and a white. Enchanted creatures you control get +2/+2.
Yep. Really cool art too.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it was blanketed. I wish it said,
yeah.
Like, it would be so much better.
Right? The artwork on the next one's so cool. Is that the one you won, Brian?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take the one after that while you work, Brian. We've got Charming Scoundrel, 1 and a red for a 1/1 human rogue with haste. When Charming Scoundrel enters the battlefield, you choose one. Discard a card, then draw a card. Create a treasure token, or create a Wicked Roll token attached to target creature you control. And Slothy, our Wicked Roll is...
Wicked Roll is +1/+1, and when this aura is put into a graveyard, each opponent loses a life.
I like that.
Yeah.
Ooh. Slothy almost like took you off the screen. There we go. Yes. So the one that I was super excited that I wanted to claim here is Bramble Familiar. The alt art for this, I love it. The raccoon. So it's Bramble Familiar, 1 and a green, Elemental Raccoon. Fetch quest 5 and 2 green is the sorcery. Mill 7 cards, then put a creature, enchantment, or land card from among the milled cards onto the battlefield. If you play Bramble Familiar for its creature cost, it's 1 and a green. You can tap it to add 1 green to your mana pool, or 1 and a green to tap, discard a card, return Bramble Familiar to its owner's hand. That's a 2/2.
Really like that ability.
I like that. I like that you can bounce it to keep playing the adventure.
Right.
And you don't miss out on it being an early mana dork if you just need the mana.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
A lot of times you got to choose, do I want this early or can I sacrifice this later?
Right? Yeah.
I like that a lot. And especially late game, if you can just consistently generate 9 mana, that's really good for anything to like a Muldrotha theme deck. That's good. That's good, clean fun for everyone.
The first one looks like he's holding like a spear with like a little like shrunken head on it. Just from where I'm sitting back here, that's how it looks to me.
Kind of, yeah.
But then the second art looks awesome because it actually looks like a raccoon.
The elemental raccoon is pretty great. Do you want this one?
Yeah. We've got Cruel Somnophage, 1 and a black for a Star Nightmare. It also has an adventure, Can't Wake Up for 1 and a black.
Wake up! I would scream it every time.
Target player mills 4 cards. And then for the creature side, its power and toughness are equal to the number of creature cards in all graveyards.
We'll get a copyright strike for sure if I play the Evanescence song, but
100%
for sure they won't be cool about that. But no, I will.
Do it face to face. You can't get copyright strike there.
There you go. Exactly. Their lawyers are waiting. We hope they pull it off. They weren't actually there to play at all.
The band themselves is there waiting to beat you up.
Oh, sheesh. Beat me up and play stacks. Decadent Dragon. Go ahead. What is it, Brad?
I've always wanted to meet you guys.
Yeah, me. It's such an honor. 2 double red for
Can you sign this bruise for me?
2 double red for a 4/4 dragon. It's Decadent Dragon. It has Expensive Taste, 2 and a black for an instant. Exile the top 2 cards of target opponent's library face down. You can look at and play those cards for as long as you remain exiled. I like that a lot. And then Flying Trample. Whenever it attacks, you create a treasure token. This is a really good card.
Yeah.
Every part of this is a very good card. That's great mana generation.
Really, this next one, what I was telling Slothy before, like, you showed up, they need to make this Jello card.
Yes.
That's cool.
They need that to be a card, but this next one, Devouring Sugar, is a giant donut with teeth in the
Sugar
center
Maw.
of it. Right? So we got the Devouring Sugar Maw, 2 and 2 black horror. But it also has Have for Dinner, 1 and a white instant, create a 1/1 white human creature token, and a food token. But if you play it for the creature, the 2 and the 2 black, it's a 6/6 menace trample. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may sacrifice an artifact, enchantment, or token. If you don't, tap Devouring Sugar Maw. This is going in my food deck.
Yep. Mm-hmm. The problem with the food deck is it's so hard to cut cards from the food deck.
It is. It was very hard. It has gummy worm legs.
It does have gummy worm legs. I just scrolled down to the other one, and I'm in love with that. Yeah. I want that as a print so badly.
Which one?
The second version of Devouring Sugar Maw.
Oh.
It's hilarious. I would love that. I want that and the next one as a playmat. The Elusive Otter. I really like the artwork on it.
I do have the second printing of the otter.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
The Elusive Otter is 1 blue for a 1/1. It has Grove's Bounty as an adventure, which is X and a green. Distribute X 1/1 counters among any number of target creatures you control. So a great just dump into it. And then it has Prowess, which is also really cool. And creatures with power less than it can't block it. I like this a lot.
Yeah.
And it's a cutie. Look at that face. Who wouldn't want to let that hit them?
He's a good boy.
Bonk.
Bonk.
Bonk with the honk. Bonk.
Goes into the Mother Goose.
Everything goes into Mother Goose.
Why'd you build this deck with so much rage and fury?
Have you ever met a Canada
Canada's most dangerous predator right there.
The cobra chicken.
I've only met one I didn't like. Anyway.
The next one we've got here is Elvish Archivist. 1 and a green for a 0/1 Elf Artificer. Whenever 1 or more artifacts enters the battlefield under your control, put 2 +1/+1 counters on Elvish Archivist. This ability triggers only once each turn. Whenever 1 or more enchantments enter the battlefield under your control, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn.
That's insane.
Boo.
That's insane.
It's very good. I would like to take a Sharpie to 2 lines.
Yeah, right?
They already have cards that let you draw for every time your enchantment comes into play. Just boo.
But you got to remember that this is also buffing itself. Like, if you're in a deck that's making treasure tokens...
The first one's fine. The second one, let me have my draw.
Yeah, like, you've got Sithis, which costs the same amount of mana.
It's just a good extra upgrade. I like it.
Yeah, fair.
Oh yeah, this next one would be mine. I got Expel the Interlopers. 3 and 2 white sorcery. Choose a number between 0 and 10. Destroy all creatures with power greater than or equal to the chosen number.
You should read the flavor text because this is how I act in Magic.
When a redcap Harade threatened the Grand Hall of Dalavalava, Godric had no choice but to reveal his true identity and douse the invaders in dragon fire.
Seems like a bit of an overreaction, but okay.
If you met redcaps aren't that fun. I killed 3 of them already.
There you go.
Boulder's Gate.
We have Extraordinary Journey. XX, double blue. When it enters, exile up to X target creatures. For each of those cards, its owners may play it for as long as it remains exiled. That's really annoying. Whenever
I think Expel the Interlopers was the box topper.
Okay, fair. Also, whenever one or more non-token creatures enters the battlefield, if one of them was entered from exile or was cast from exile, you draw a card. Triggers only once each turn. That's really annoying. I like it a lot.
Really annoying that they keep stapling the once per turn?
No, the fact that I can exile all your cards and then let you recast them. I can't believe these words are coming out of my mouth. That's even more annoying than Cyclonic Rift.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
That's even more annoying because
Brian, we got to bust out our howling minds. This is the real Dan.
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys, that's people are gonna play it like this is going in decks like Dean is playing, where it's gonna be like a Drannith Magistrates. You can't play any of your things again. Yeah. Exile up to X target creatures. I don't want to pay the command tax, so I just send it there, and then Dean drops Drannith Magistrate, and I just get upset. Ooh, do I get upset? I could see how it's going already.
I like his style.
You say that now.
Yeah, you say that.
I think Dean's going to be out at the face-to-face event, so we're going to be playing some fun Stacks games. Well, fun,
nice,
subjective, but we'll be having fun.
Stacks and fun go together.
Yeah.
Next one we've got here is Fairy Slumber Party. 4 double blue for a sorcery. Return all creatures to their owner's hands. For each opponent who controlled a creature returned this way, you create 2 1/1 blue fairy creature tokens with flying, and this creature can only block creatures with flying.
I like that.
Wow. That's strong.
But by the time you're playing this, there's probably going to be 6 fairies you're creating.
Yeah, you're making 6 power.
Yeah. Don't mind that.
Oh, for each opponent. Oh, sorry. I thought it was like each creature. I was like, this one would be amazing.
For each creature will be absolutely nuts.
Right. The next one here is Firesight Ritual. 2 and 2 blue instant. Bargain. You may sacrifice an artifact, enchantment, or token as you cast the spell. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. If the spell was bargained, look at the top 8 cards of your library instead. Put 2 of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order.
To be honest, pretty mid.
Just to be able to sacrifice something to look at the top 8, not bad.
I guess.
Generate a bunch of mana. Approach to the Second Sun. Play this.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong if you can bargain it for Approach to the Second Sun. You make a good point there. I'll give you that. We have Fawnsbane Troll, 2 and 1 black, 1 green for a 4/4 troll. It enters with a monstrous roll, so it's 1/1 and trample. Pay 1, sack an aura attached to it. Fights another target creature you don't control. If that creature would die this turn, exile instead. Activate only as a sorcery. Again, a pretty mid card. That one's not wonderful. It's not in
what she's.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No.
I was going to say it's not in the colors of the typical enchanter deck, so it's not going to really be that repeatable. And activate only as a sorcery really, really waters this down.
Yeah.
To me, like the way that she's standing, like the words that come into my head are like, "How you doing?
How you doing there?" Next up, we've got Feral Encounter. Double green for sorcery. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may exile a creature card from among them. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. You may cast the exiled card this turn, and at the beginning of the next combat phase this turn, target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to up to 1 target creature you don't control.
Bad.
That little hand crossbow is not going to do anything for her.
No. No.
Sorry. Sorry.
Real question that I've got is this before or after she got to Granny's house?
True. That is the wolf that got Granny. The next one here that we do have is Food Fight, 1 in red. Then enchantment. Artifacts you control have pay 2, sacrifice this artifact. It deals damage to any target equal to 1 plus the number of permanents named Food Fight you control.
I like that. So it's really easy. Pay 2, do 2 damage.
Mm-hmm.
In a copying deck, this would be really good, but also in, again, like a standard format.
Yeah, standard, modern, pioneer.
Yeah, you're throwing your artifacts away for 5 at that. 2 for 5 is pretty good.
Yeah.
We have Godric Cloaked Reveler. 1 double red for a 3/3 human noble with haste. Celebration. As long as 2 or more non-land permanents enter the battlefield under your control this turn, Godric Cloaked Reveler is a dragon with base power and toughness 4/4 flying and has 1 red. Dragons you control get 1/0 until end of turn. I like that.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting.
Next up, we've got Gruff Triplets. 3 triple green for a 3/3 Satyr Warrior. When it has trample. When it enters the battlefield, if it isn't a token, create 2 tokens that are copies of it. And when Gruff Triplets dies, put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to its power on each creature you control named Gruff Triplets.
Now this is great.
Yeah.
That as an ETB and a flicker ability is pretty bonkers. Those tokens being doubled is pretty bonkers because these are 3/3s.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
This is your 6 mana for 9 mana or 9 damage of tramplers already. With a doubling season, that's like your 15 mana or 15 damage. Is that what that would be? Yeah. Yeah, because you're gonna make 4 3/3s. Yep.
Yeah.
And then when one dies, you put a number. So every time one of them dies, they each get 3/3. This is a great blink card.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that one.
I'm just looking at it like that. Wow, this could get out of hand real quick.
Yeah, 100%.
So this next card, the alt art looks redonkulous.
Oh wow, what?
Yeah, her arms are candy canes / scythe.
Okay.
So we got Gumdrop Poisoner, 2 and a black human warlock. Tempt with treats. I have candies. Pay 1 black. It's an instant. Create a food token. If you play it for the 2 and a black, it's a 3/2 lifelink. When Gumdrop Poisoner enters the battlefield, up to 1 target creature gets -X/-X until end of turn, where X is the number of life you gained this turn.
That's Nightmare Fuel.
Yeah. That's why when he was going off about the Gruff Triplets and I didn't realize the beginning of it, because I was like, what is this madness that I'm looking at right now?
That's really well drawn.
Yeah, that's
fuel for my nightmares.
Alan Williams.
Alan Williams looked like they did a lot of cards in this set.
It seems to have the art style for it.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm going to take this one. Sorry, Slothy. Hardflame Duelist. Good. 1 and a white. It's a human knight 3/1. Instant and sorceries you control have lifelink. I'm in love with that. That's very cool. And then Heartflame Slash, 2 and a red for an instant, deals 3 damage to any target. I really like this card. Firesong and Sunspeaker fuel for sure.
I was just about to say. Do you guys want to take these next 2?
I want to take this next one because I love this artwork of this. This is Nils Ham's version.
I was going to say, do you want the next one?
Sure, you take that one if you want. I just love this artwork.
Sure, you take this one.
No, you go ahead. I'll take the next.
Oh, okay. So we got Horned Lock Whale for 2 blue. It has Flash Ward 2. Horned Lock Whale enters the battlefield tapped unless it's your turn, and it's a 6/6. It has a adventure, Lagoon Breach. 1 and a blue. It's an instant. The owner of target attacking creature you don't control puts it on top or bottom of their library.
Do you choose or do they choose? I think you would choose, right?
The owner of target attacking creature you don't control puts it on top or bottom of their library. I guess we would pick?
Yeah, I think we would pick. We have Hilda's Crown of Winter. 3 mana. Pay 1, tap target creature. Costs 1 less to activate during your turn, so just tap target creature. Pretty good ability. And then 3, sack it. Draw a card for each creature your opponents control. Each tapped creature your opponents control. That's a good one. Especially low, like that's worth putting in the tap deck for sure. Again, I hadn't seen all the cards, so
fair.
These are so stylish.
Slothy, take it away.
Yeah. We've got Imidane the Pyro Hammer, 2 double red for a 4/4 legendary human knight. Whenever an instant or sorcery spell you control targets only a single creature that deals damage to that creature, Imodane deals that much damage to each opponent. First off, Pyro Hammer is a phenomenal name.
That is.
Yeah.
I think this is my favorite commander from this set.
It's really cool.
Like it's bonkers. Like I was mentioning, so I've already built this one. With absolutely optimal scenarios. If you deal 1 damage to target creature, Imodane will deal like 434 damage to each opponent.
Yeah, Imodane can get silly fast.
Which is ridiculous. So, yeah, I'm so in love with this commander.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We then have Ingenious Prodigy, X and Blue, Human Wizard, Skulk. Ingenious Prodigy enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Ingenious Prodigy has 1 or more +1/+1 counters on it, you may remove a +1/+1 counter from it. If you do, draw a card.
Kind of cool. I like it.
She has so much stuff on it, on her back.
We also have
there's books.
Oh, yeah, pretty good. We also have this Lady of Laughter, 3 double white for a 4/5 Fairy Noble in white, which is odd. Flying Celebration. At the beginning of your end step, if 2 or more non-land permanents entered under your control this turn, draw a card. It's not bad, but costs a little high.
Mm-hmm. Was this the set that they reprinted the Walking Dead people in?
Yep.
Yeah.
Those are set booster exclusives somewhere, I'm sure.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, set and collector. You got Lich King's Conquest.
Lich Knights.
Yeah.
I thought it was King too.
Yeah.
Again, Brian can read. Put it on a shirt.
4 and a black for Lich Knight's Conquest. It's a sorcery. Sacrifice any number of artifacts, enchantments, and/or tokens. Return that many creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield.
That's good.
Oh, man. That can go so well in my food reanimator deck.
Yeah, throw your foods away and bring all your halflings back in the food deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's the one thing like I noticed with the food, like if they're gone, like I can't really get their benefits, right? So if I can just keep bringing them back for something, I think that's a workout great.
Yeah, 100%.
That third artwork is awesome.
That's
kind of reminds me of like the Terminator.
Yeah. Oh, that's the bundle exclusive.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know there was bundle exclusives now. Wizards all having all these different tiers.
Any way to get you to spend more money.
Just come out with a subscription service already. Like, hey, pay like $50 a month and we'll give you the top tier stuff. Is this your next one, Dan?
No, that's you.
Okay, we got Likeness Looter. Blue, black, fairy, shapeshifter, flying. Tap it, draw a card, then discard a card. X. Likeness Looter becomes a copy of target creature card in your graveyard with mana value X, except it has flying and this ability. Activate only as a sorcery.
I like that.
That's interesting.
I'm gonna take these next 2.
I think that one could be a really cool
0 one.
Yeah. As a commander. Yeah.
I like it.
That's a really unique ability not to have as a legendary creature, just saying.
Yeah, right? It's like Lazav has that ability. But
yeah,
Lazav's not flying fairy. We have Lord Skitter's Blessing next. It's 1 to black for an enchantment. When it enters, you create a wicked roll token attached to target creature you control. So it's 1/1 when it's put into the graveyard, each opponent loses a life. Beginning of your draw step, if you control an enchanted creature, you lose a life and draw an additional card. I like that one. I think it's good. Yeah, I think it's pretty decent. Then we also have Lord Skitter, Sewer King. And a lot of people hated this, but I love it based solely on the artwork. And that's really what Commander's about.
Yeah, exactly.
It's 2 and a black for a 3/3 Rat Noble legendary. Whenever another rat enters under your control, exile up to 1 target card from an opponent's graveyard. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a 1/1 black rat with it. This creature can't block. I like this. I think it's fun.
I do like that they've been giving out different rat commanders lately.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Next one we've got is Malevolent Witch Kite, 4 double black. And just so Brian knows how to read, I almost said Witch Knight.
Yeah.
It's a 5/4 Dragon Warlock with flying. When it enters the battlefield, sack any number of artifacts, enchantments, and tokens, then draw that many cards.
A Dragon Warlock. Now you got me thinking of some homebrew stuff here. A dragon that shoots Eldritch Blast. Let's go.
Ooh. Oh no. Oh no.
Then we have Mosswood Dread Knight. He does look pretty intimidating. We have an adventure, Dread Whispers, 1 and a black for sorcery. You draw a card and you lose 1 life. Or you can play him for his creature, 1 and a green, trample. When Mosswood Dread Knight dies, you may cast it from your graveyard as an adventure until the end of your next turn. 3/2.
Phenomenal card.
Just never stops coming back.
That kind of reminds me of, there was one in Eldraine that did something kind of similar. I forget what it was.
Man, that second artwork for it looked great.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one a
that's
lot.
amazing.
We have this Ogre Chitterlord, 4 double red for a 6/5 with Menace. When it enters or attacks, you create 2/1/1 black rat creature tokens with a can't block. Then if you control 5 or more rats, each rat you control gets +2/+0. This is just Rat Titan.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Black red rats.
Yeah.
Black red rats.
Enters or attacks. It is just the Titan cycle, like from like Inferno Titan and stuff. This is just Rat Titan. This is Grave Titan for rats. Rat Titan.
But it's in such a weird color to go with the rats.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy like 7 of these.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that.
This next one's interesting.
This next one is one that I'm going to be buying 7 of. Pollen Shield Hair. It is 1 and a white for a 2/2 rabbit. It's got Hair Raising. Adventure for 1 green is a sorcery. Target creature you control gains vigilance and +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control, and creature tokens you control get +1/+1.
That'd be fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one a lot.
I love the second artwork on it.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna just grab the second 2.
The next 2?
Yeah.
Take it.
So, starting off here, we got Questing Beast. Questing Druid, 1 and a green. Whenever you cast a spell that's white, blue, black, or red, put a +1/+1 counter on Questing Druid. We have the adventure, Seek the Beast, 1 and a red, instant. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. Until your next end step, you may play those cards.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Really cool artwork. I just thought the name of this one was hilarious. We have the Raging Battle Mouse. It should have been a Mouse Barbarian, just saying.
Yeah, 100%.
So the second spell you cast, so it's 1 and a red. It's a 2/1. It's a mouse. The second spell you cast, each turn costs 1 less to cast. Has Celebration. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if 2 or more non-land permanents enter the battlefield under your control this turn, target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn.
I like that.
Yeah.
I just want the card for the artwork. That's hilarious.
That's awesome.
We have Rankle's Prank. 2 double black. Choose 1 or more. Each player discards 2 cards. Each player loses 4 life. Each player sacks 2 creatures. The louder the scream, the harder he laughs. That's a rough card.
That's all of his triggered abilities on attack. Not much worse.
I like that a lot.
Then we've got Redcap Gutter Dweller, 2 double red for a 3/3 Goblin Warrior with Menace. When Redcap Gutter Dweller enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 black rat creature tokens with this creature can't block. And at the beginning of your upkeep, you may sack another creature. If you do, play +1/+1 counter on Redcap Gutter Dweller and exile the top card of your library, and you may play that card this turn.
Very weird, so many mono red colors. Like I was saying, it's weird that so many mono red cards are making black rats.
Yeah. I was
going to say, is there a Rakdos Rat Commander?
I saw.
I feel like, I don't think there was.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
That's weird.
This next card's so funny. The Regal Bunnycorn.
Take it away, read it, please.
So it's 1 and a white for a rabbit unicorn. Regal Bunnycorn. Power and toughness are equal to the number of non-land permanents you control. And it's a star.
Thunder was saying he uses Chainer with Relentless Rats. That's funny. That's mean, but it's really funny.
Interesting.
That's I like that one a lot.
Pretty cool, actually.
The Bunnycorn's flavor text is pretty wild. It's entirely peaceful as long as you don't try to pet it, pen it, take its food, take its hide. sit on its grass, or dress up in a colorful garb for human holidays.
Yeah, reasonable requests, I would say.
Yep. We have
It goes absolutely berserk around Christmas.
Let's go. We have a new set of manlands. First is Restless Biviovac. Enters tapped, adds Boros, 1 and 1 red, 1 white. Becomes a 2/2 red and white ox creature till end of turn. It's still a land, and whenever it attacks, you put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. I like that. I'm just going to rip through all of the manland ones. The Restless Cottage is the Golgari one. Also enters taps Golgari. 2, 1 black, 1 green. It becomes a 4/4 black and green horror creature till end of turn. Still a land. Whenever it attacks, you create a food token and exile up to 1 target card from the graveyard. Pretty aggressive ability. And really cool artworks. We have the
candy cane legs on it.
Yeah, we have the Restless Fortress, is the Orzhov one. It's 2 in Orzhov, becomes a 1/4 white and black nightmare until end of turn, still a land. Whenever it attacks, defending player loses 2 life, you gain 2 life. Not bad. We have the Izzet one, is Restless Spire. It's just Izzet until end of turn. Restless Spire becomes a 2/1 blue elemental. With as long as it's your turn, this creature has first strike, it's still a land, and on attack, scry 1, pretty good. We have Restless Vinestock, is the Simic one. Taps for Simic, 3, 1 green, 1 blue, until end of turn it becomes a 5/5 green and blue plant creature with token with trample. When it attacks, up to 1 other target creature has base power, toughness 3/3 till end of turn. Pretty good.
Okay.
So if they have something that you're afraid of blocking, you can make it smaller, or you can buff something yours. I like that. Yeah. You want to take this next one here, Slothy?
Sure. We've got Rotisserie Elemental, red for a 1/1 elemental with menace. Whenever Rotisserie Elemental deals combat damage to a player, put a skewer counter on it. Then you may sacrifice it. If you do, exile the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of skewer counters on Rotisserie Elemental. You may play those cards this turn.
That's pretty stupid, and I like it.
What?
The artwork is so dumb, but so funny. Oh, that's too good. The next one here is Scalding Viper, 1 and a red. It does have a... the creature aspect is whenever an opponent casts a spell with mana value 3 or less, Scalding Viper deals 1 damage to that player. And Steam Clean, 1 and a blue sorcery, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand.
I think it's good for competitive. A lot of people said no, they don't think so. I really think so, because everything's under that cost, and 1 life on all of it is pretty rough. Having the return non-land to its owner's hand is just a nice staple on ability.
Yeah.
The secondary art for it looks really good.
I
think it's very cool. We've also got this Sentinel of Lost Lore. 1 double green for a 3/4 elf knight. When it enters, choose 1 or more. Return target card you own that has in exile that has an adventure to its owner's hand. I like that. Put target card you don't own in exile that has an adventure on the bottom of its owner's library, or exile target player's graveyard.
Decent.
Blink, 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 blink.
Then we've got Sleepcursed Fairy. Single blue for a 3/3 fairy wizard with flying and ward 2. Enters with 3 stun counters on it, and you can pay 1 and a blue to untap Sleepcursed Fairy.
I want to take the next one, Brian.
Please.
We have Song of Totentans. X and a red, you create X 1/1 black rat creature tokens with they can't block. Creatures you control gain haste till end of turn. Again, why so many red rats?
There must be something that we haven't seen yet.
I hope so. We're in the S's. We're pretty low.
Yeah, we're getting down there.
Yeah. The next one is Spectre of Mortality, 3 and 2 black. Spectre, flying. When Spectre of Mortality enters the battlefield, you may exile 1 or more creature cards from your graveyard. When you do, each other creature gets -X until end of turn, where X is the number of cards exiled this way.
That's rough. That's a rough
really
board way.
rough.
Then we've got Spellbook Vendor, 1 and a white for a 2/2 human peasant with vigilance. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay 1. When you do, create a sorcerer role token attached to target creature you control. That's +1/+1, and whenever it attacks, scry 1.
Not bad. We have this Spiteful Hexmage, 1 black for a 3/2 human warlock. That's really big stats.
Yeah.
When it enters, create a curse roll token attached to to target creature you control. If you control, so it becomes a 1/1. So you have to have something else to become 1/1, but that's big stats.
Mm-hmm.
or 1-drop, like turn 1.
What aggressive flavor texting. It's obviously transmuted something into a toad. And the flavor text is, who will never amount to anything now, father?
Woof.
Yeah, right?
Wow.
That is spiteful. Jeez.
The next one that we have here is Sir Ginger, the Meal Ender. 2 colorless, legendary artifact creature, Food Knight. Sir Ginger, the Meal Ender, has trample, hexproof, and haste as long as an opponent controls a planeswalker. Whenever another artifact you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on Sir Ginger and scry 1. 2 colorless, tap it, sacrifice for Sir Ginger, you gain life equal to its power, and it's a 3/1.
That's a pretty good commander.
I very much enjoy this one.
That's a pretty silly one for sure, but it's pretty good. I like that a lot.
Then we've got Talion's Messenger, 2 and a blue for a 1/3 Fairy Noble with flying. Whenever you attack with one or more fairies, draw a card, then discard a card. When you discard a card this way, put a +1/+1 counter on target fairy you control.
Yeah. We have a Tangled Colony. I'm shocked this isn't red. It's 1 and a black for a 3/2 rat. It can't block. When it dies, create X 1/1 black rats with this creature can't block, where X is the amount of damage dealt to it this turn. That's fair. I like that. That does make it very risky to block.
Yeah. Then we have the Apprentice's Folly, 2 blue-red. It's a saga. 1, choose target, or I guess 1 and 2, choose target non-token creature you control that doesn't have the same name as a token you control. Create a token that's a copy of it, except it isn't legendary, is a reflection in addition to any another types, and has haste. And then number 3 is sacrifice all reflections you control.
This is really good. If you can just stop that last ability from triggering, you can get 2 copies of your commander for 4.
Yeah.
Right.
I really
so
like that.
Commanders total.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes them not legendary, so you can copy your commander. That's really, really good. Could you imagine having 3 Imodane Slothy?
Oh, if only Imodane had blue.
Right? Oh, if Imodane had blue, that'd be a little wild.
Slothy, I think you should take this one so Daniel can have.
I was just thinking the
The
same
artwork
thing.
on this one is so cool.
Yeah. We've got The End. 2 double black for an instance. Costs 2 less to cast if your life total is 5 or less. Exile target creature or planeswalker. Searches controller's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with the same name as that permanent and exile them. That player shuffles, then draws a card for each card exiled from their hand this way.
It'd be really funny to end my Persistent Petitioners deck with this.
Yeah.
Or the rats, like the Relentless Rats, yeah.
Shadowborn Apostles.
That'd be gross. Yeah, you exile 50 of my cards and make me draw 50. We have...
You only draw from your hand, for the ones exiled from your hand.
Oh, okay. All right. That's not as bad then.
But that would be gross, making you draw 50 when you don't have that.
Right? I love the next, the Goose Mother. Honk, 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 honk. X1, green, 1 blue for a 2/2 bird hydra. Honk, honk, honk. It enters with X 1/1 counters on it. Great. When it enters, you create half X food tokens. Rounded up. Great. Whenever it attacks, you may sack a food if you do draw a card. This is just an aggressive goose. I love it.
Yeah.
I really, really like this card because it's one of the dumbest cards I've seen in a long time. And it's really, we've got Simic food tokens, which is pretty interesting.
I want someone to obviously alter it to be Canada Goose.
Absolutely.
Like just Canadian geese?
Yeah.
I like it. I really, really like this card a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was one that you were very excited to build when it first got spoiled.
It's such a stupid card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did call dibs.
Yeah, I know. There's no
100%.
reason. There's no reason that they made this card. It's just dumb. It's just to make me laugh.
Oh man.
Yeah, I love this one. This one's pretty stupid. It's pretty wonderful. I already have this deck built in, sitting downstairs. I'm just waiting to go pick up the Goose Mother.
Yeah, fair.
Dragon Shield has to start making custom sleeves out here because I just want honk, honk, honk matte sleeves.
Bonk.
Bonk. Honk and bonk. That's the name of that episode.
You want this next one, Brian?
Sure. We got the Huntsman Redemption, 2 and a green. Number 1, create a 3/3 green beast creature token. Number 2, you may sacrifice a creature. If you do, search your library for a creature or a basic land card. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Number 3, and this is a saga if you haven't clued in. Up to 2 target creatures each get +2/+2 and gain trample until end of turn. Yeah. Some fun for some green shenanigans.
I like that. We also have the Iron Crag. 2 mana, taps. It's a legendary artifact, taps for colorless. I love it. I love a good rock. Whenever legendary enters under your control, you can have the Iron Crag become an artifact named Everflame Hero's Legacy. If you do, it gains 3 equipped creature, gets 3/3 and loses all other abilities. Meh for that part, but I'd use it as a rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we've got 3 Blind Mice, 2 and a white for a saga. First mode, create a 1/1 white mouse creature token. Second and third is create a token that's a copy of target token you control.
Love
and
it.
the fourth is creatures you control get +1/+1 in vigilance until end of turn.
Yeah, not bad.
I like it.
I was actually singing that fairy tale the other day.
I am going to read this next one because I hadn't seen it, and it's pretty stupid, Brian. Thunderous Debut.
Please do tell.
6 and double green with bargain. You can sack an artifact, enchantment, or token. You look at the top 20 cards of your library. You may reveal up to 2 creature cards from among them. If the spell was bargained, you put the revealed cards onto the battlefield. Otherwise, you put the revealed cards in your hand, then shuffle. That's great.
Up 20.
Yeah.
Top 20 is a lot.
That is a lot.
Then we have Twitting Twins. 2 and 2 blue for Fairy Wizard. We got Swift Spiral, or I guess the creature part is Flying Vigilance Ward 1. That's a 4/4. We do have an adventure, Swift Spiral, 1 and a white, instant. Exile target non-token creature, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. We got a flat. Oh, I like it. We got a blink.
Nice. Then we've got Werefox Bodyguard, 1 double white for a 2/2 Elf Fox Knight with Flash. When it enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 other target non-fox creature until Werefox Bodyguard leaves the battlefield, and pay 1 and white, sacrifice it, and you gain 2 life.
That's pretty weird. Elf Fox Knight.
Was an elf before he transformed into a fox.
Yeah.
He's a werefox.
Don't talk to me like it logically makes sense. Of course, it happens every day.
He's not a crack fox. That could be a lot worse.
Right?
That is true.
The Mighty Boosh.
Ooh, I'll take this next one so Brian can have the last one of the list. We've got Wildwood Mentor, 2 and a green. It's a tree folk, 1/1. Whenever a token enters under your control, put a 1/1 counter on it. That's phenomenal. Whenever it attacks, another target attacking creature gets XX, where X is its power. I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad if only you had branches.
Yeah, this is a pretty good card for like any token deck, to be honest. That can get really big really fast.
All right. And then we got the last one to round out our list here, which is Yenna Redtooth Regent. 2 green white. Legendary creature, Elf Noble. Pay 2, tapper. Choose target enchantment you control that doesn't have the same name as another permanent you control. Create a token that's a copy of it, except it isn't legendary. If the token is an aura, and tap Yenna Redtooth Regent, then scry 2. Activate only as a sorcery.
Kind of interesting.
I love it.
My people are both bloom and thorns.
I really, really like that one.
Target enchantment you control.
I love making token copies of things.
Especially with white and green, so Anointed Procession,
It's nice that you can't super go off on it. Like you can only make the 1 token copy, but
Yeah.
well, you can doubling season the token copies, but you can only target it once. There's a few I wanted to rip through just at the very end here. Just the uncommon commanders because they're great. We have Ash Party Crasher. It's just Boros for a human peasant 2/2 with haste. Whenever it attacks, if 2 or more non-land permanents entered under your control this turn, you put a 1/1 counter on Ash. I like that one a lot. Where is that next one? There's not very many of them.
There's one that I found if I'd be...
Go ahead, please, while I scroll.
Yeah, because I enjoyed this one a lot. Greta Sweettooth Scourge. 1 black-green for a 3/3 legendary human warrior. When Greta Sweettooth Scourge enters the battlefield, create a food token. You can pay green, sack a food, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, activate only as a sorcery. And 1 and a black, sack a food, you draw a card and lose it. More tools for the Hobbit deck.
I like that. We also have this Johan, Apprentice Sorcerer, 2/1 blue 1 red for a 2/5 human wizard. You can look at the top card of your library at any time. Once each turn, not your turns, each turn, you can cast an instant or sorcery from the top of your library. You still pay the cost. Timing rules still apply.
Yeah.
The Intrepid Truffle Snout wanted like greed whenever Truffle Snout attacks a load, create a food token. It's a 3/1 boar.
I like that
Let's
one.
make me some more foods.
We also have this Neva, Stalked by Nightmares. 2/1, 1 white, 1 black for a 2/2 human noble. When Neva, Stalked by Nightmares, enters the battlefield, return target creature or enchantment from your graveyard to your hand. I like that. Whenever an enchantment you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on Neva and scry 1. Pretty good.
Yeah.
I really, really want to build this next one, Obira? I don't know. Dreaming Duelist. It is a blue and a black for a 2/2 fairy warrior. Flash flying. Whenever another fairy enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses a life. I really, really like this card.
That's gonna get out of hand real quick.
Yeah, like it's a really, really good one. Obviously, a big upgrade to the fairy deck. I don't think it's in it. They can't let you have them all, right?
No.
We also have Old Skitterfang. 4 and a black for a 3/4 rat fairy with flying. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature dies this turn, you create a food token. Sack another creature. 2 and a black, you sack another creature or artifact. Old Flitterfang gets 2/2 until end of turn.
And then we got Ruby, Daring Tracker, Grull, legendary creature, human scout, haste. When Ruby Daring Tracker attacks while you control a creature with power 4 or greater, Ruby gets +2/+2 until end of turn. And Tapper to add a red or a green to your mana pool.
That's pretty cool.
Then we have Sheriff.
I love that card. It's really cool. We talked about it last week's episode. Shirai of Numbing Depths. 2/1 blue, 1 white, 2/3 Merfolk Wizard. When it enters, tap target creature an opponent controls, put a stun counter on it. Whenever you tap one or more untapped creatures your opponent's control, draw a card. Triggers only once each turn. That's a really annoying blink commander.
Then we've got Sir Armont the Redeemer. 3 green white for a 4/4 legendary human knight. When he enters the battlefield, create a monster roll token attached to target creature you control, and enchanted creatures you control get +1/+1.
I like that.
Yeah, I definitely think I'm going to build that one.
That's really cool artwork.
Yeah.
Like just like the how it just draws your attention to the light on it, and then you see all the monsters and everything in the back.
Found the Rakdos Rat Commander.
Oh, there is a Rakdos Rat Commander?
Before
Totentans.
I guess take care of the Rakdos. I'm just really happy about a card I saw.
Totentan Swarm Piper, 1 black-red for a 2/3 human warlock bard. Whenever Totentan Swarm Piper or another non-token creature you control dies, create a 1/1 black rat with this creature can't block, and 1 in black. Target attacking rat you control gains death touch until end of turn.
I like that ability. That's annoying.
Yeah.
Tough cookie.
Is there one you want to talk about there, Brent?
Oh yeah, the one. The Stroke of Midnight is just another great removal card. So Stroke of Midnight, 2 white, destroy target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 1/1 white human creature token.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
I'm gonna want all of those.
Taken by Nightmares is also pretty good. Exile target and target creature if you control an enchantment. Scry 2. That's pretty good instant.
Taken by Night. Oh, right there.
Yeah. Another uncommon commander we have here is 1/1 green, 1 blue. This is for Troyan, Gutsy Explorer, a 1/3 Vidalcan Scout. Tap to add 1 blue, 1 green. Spend it only to cast spells with mana value 5 or greater or cards with X. And a blue, draw a card, discard a card. I like it.
Yeah.
There's so many great cards in here.
There's we don't have time to go through all of the commons and uncommons, obviously, but there's a lot of really, really cool adventure cards as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Slothy was mentioning, he wants to just build a hot pile of mess of all
of the adventures I can fit.
Yeah, these are some pretty good ones. Like just scrolling through the rest of them, there's a lot of very playable. I think this is a set that for once is definitely worth it to me to pick up some and actually crack it.
Yeah, like some of the cards that I didn't even see on there, like there's reprinting of Hardened Scales. The Doubling Season wasn't even in that list. I guess these ones are sorted by.
No, there's no reprint. These are just new cards for it. But
oh, gotcha.
Again, there was no reason to put those reprints in. It doesn't make any sense that they did. They did not have to give them the cards in the set stand alone as good cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't need to give me like 13 reprints of these things, but you did. They put everything in there. There's land taxes. Connor was saying, he's like, it was just fire opening all of these. The full arts, by the way, if you see any of the full art lands from this set, they all look really, really cool.
Sure do.
Yeah.
They're somewhere.
New Smothering Tithe, Ristic Study.
Oh yeah, the Ristic Study. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, there's just pretty great cards. Like I'm doing a quick end scroll through, and like I said, there's a lot of fun stuff in this set.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might get another set box there next payday, and maybe do a video. I enjoyed opening it. Like I opened them just trying to get in before I started playing yesterday, but like nothing jumped out at me while I was cracking them. It's when I went back through them and saw and started reading and everything. Yeah, well,
when you're initially cracking, I find a lot of the time you're looking at just the rares.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, but no, there's some pretty great stuff in here. I want to know what everyone else thinks like is the best one. Like, what would you want to build from this? What would you want to see us build? Because there's a lot that I do want to build from this already. I'll roll my outro there. There's my button. Thank you guys for getting through this one with us. This is a bit of a longer one. I want to know what you guys want to build. Do you like this set more than the Commander Master stuff? I know Commander Masters was all reprints, but I didn't like Commander Masters at all. That's pardon me. That's basically just how I felt. I didn't think it was good. Check out all of our stuff on intothenet.com. There's great articles. Everything we do goes up there, so it's pretty wonderful. Like I was saying earlier, Thunder's got some new stuff coming out, so I'm pretty excited to see those ones. If you want to be a part of Patreon, talk about the decks where we can build, like what we're going to build, what we're going to do, talk deck ideas, and just talk in general, join up. Not very much. Great way to support us. If that's not a way you're interested in supporting us, it always helps to like, share, subscribe our stuff. Show a friend, send a friend a deck list. We're going to be doing a lot of talks about like how to do politics, so maybe send it to your Slothy players in your group and see kind of thing. You can teach people how to threaten violence for your way. Do it that and they'll kill you. Other than that, face-to-face is coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun playing those. If you're in the Alberta-ish region, come play with us. We'll be out there all weekend, Calgary. So yeah. Other than that, thank you guys so much for getting through it. Have a wonderful day and talk to you guys later.
Peace, guys.
See you later.